RWBY Chibi Season 2, Episode 17, The Mystery Bunch. This was, of course, one of the shorter episodes for this season, but it was definitely a great episode. I love both the skits in this one. Definitely really funny. I love the roller skates. Love the, of course, the obvious Scooby-Doo parody. But both were really fun. We got to see, or we got to hear some fairly good dialogue, I would say, from Neptune. I thought was great, especially in the first skit, where he falls on Ren. He's like, wow, I feel so safe with you. You're like a rock. So I thought that was a really funny line from him. And then, of course, RWBY kind of shooting through in the background as Sun is kind of doing his thing, talking about how his tail gives him balance and his abs are like his best personality along with his tail, as well as his natural beauty. And the scream that he made was absolutely hilarious to me. So definitely loved the first skit. And then, I also loved the way they had Neptune in the first skit was really funny. How it starts off, and of course Sun is kind of doing circles around like the rest of the guys, and Jean is freaking out, so he's grabbing on the Ren. So like it's focused on them, you'd be looking at them, but Neptune that whole time, I swear it was like the first 30 seconds of that whole skit, he's standing still, but he's like slowly inching forward until it's his turn to talk, and then that's when he like flattens his legs out to try to stand straight up. But that whole time he's just like frozen in place, and he's like slowly scooting forward, and that just made me laugh really hard because it's not something that you would really focus on, but at least to me, it was hard not to notice that because, of course, he was, like slightly moving closer and closer, but I just really loved that. It was really funny. And then going on to the second skit, we have junior detectives coming back into play, which is always some of my favorite stuff, which is why I really like this episode, because even though it wasn't junior detectives in the first part, still some cool stuff with Sun and Neptune, and it was really not even them interacting with each other. It's just the fact that the two of them were there. And they just did like my favorite stuff in the actual skit. So then we have the legitimate junior detective stuff, which already started off super funny with Neptune interrogating like the RWBY bear. So I thought that was actually really, really funny. And then of course as soon as Sun comes in, he's like, Neptune freaks out. He's like, what are you doing? What are you talking about? I don't play with dolls, you play with dolls. And he just, throws it off screen. And so Sun is like, there's someone else solving mysteries, in the town, and they call themselves the Mystery Bunch. So of course we get Team Juniper plus Zwei as Scooby and the gang. So I thought that was absolutely hilarious. This episode, I would have to say, Jean took the cake for background facial stuff because typically it's Nora. Whatever Nora's doing in the background, the face that she makes, hilarious to me. But in this case, it was definitely Jean. Like, obviously, he's supposed to be Shaggy, which meant that clearly he was supposed to be super high. But the way that he had his face, where he was just like, he had like that wide smile, just like, and he just looked super high. It was hilarious. And they kind of go down the line of everybody talking, and it starts with Ren as Freddy. It was like, I wonder if there are any mysteries about. And then of course it's Pyrrha as Daphne. And it's like, I'm sure we'll find a mystery totally by accident. And then Nora's, Velma, but she just says, I'm the smart one. So it was just really silly the way they did it. And then they, of course, do the very typical Scooby-Doo run through the hallway chase sequence. And it's just Sun and Neptune like, what is happening? Like, what are they doing? And it's like, I don't know, but it's like 90% of what they do. And then, of course, they catch the groom at the end of the episode, and then they pull the mask off. And it's the shopkeeper, and I love the fact that they called him Old Man Shopkeep. That was probably my favorite part of the whole skit. As much as I loved everything about it and the visuals, even for Jean, that part just cracked me up. It was like, Old Man Shopkeep, because I was like, what are they gonna do? Like, what name are they gonna give him? Because he doesn't have an actual name. So I love that, and of course he says I would have gotten away with 2 if it weren't for you meddling kids, but it's not actual dialogue. It's more like just grunts, I guess, more than anything else. So I certainly loved that. I thought it was really, really funny. And then Sun and Neptune are eating like this Y snacks. So it's like, I don't know how they do it or what in the world is happening, but let's just eat a bunch of dog treats until we get on their level. So definitely a really silly ending to the skit that was just 100% silly the whole way through. Like, there was nothing about that skit that was remotely serious. Like, even the first skit, they're just roller skating, but I was like, they're just roller skating, and that felt like a million times more serious than this silly Scooby-Doo parody skit. But love both of them for sure. I said this pretty much, I've been saying it for the past couple of weeks. I'm not sure how many episodes we got left, but I am definitely excited for next week's episode. I know we're headed into RWBY Volume 5. I recently saw the Blake character, the character short, so that was definitely awesome. I realized that came out like 6 or 7, almost a full week ago, and I was like 4 days behind. But yeah, I recently saw that, so that was very cool. You guys can check that out. I'll put it at the end of this video if you want to check out my reaction to that. But I'm excited. You know, like seeing that is like, man, we're just closer and closer and closer. It was definitely awesome. It was definitely a great little episode. We of course did have, we actually had 3 skits because I totally forgot about that middle skit. With Penny, which was cool. We did get to see Penny, as well as all the adults in this episode. So that was actually kind of cool too. And that was a simple one. Like honestly, I forgot it was even in there. No joke. 3.5 minute episode. I was like, I feel like there's something. I was like, I feel like there's something missing, but I guess it was just those 2. That was technically in there. I'd already forgotten after watching it a few minutes ago. But it was cool to see Penny. But it was just like a super minor thing. Like, I don't think I really even laughed at it. But I did enjoy it. We got to see all the adults, and of course Winter. Realizing like, you know, Penny sneezes and then a bunch of the viruses, a bunch of extra pop-ups happen, and Winter's like, that's weird, something's off there. So I thought that was kind of awesome because of course, well, I guess not anymore in the series, but people didn't know that she was a robot, of course, and that was like a big deal. So I thought that was kind of cool. It was a funny little one, but obviously it meant nothing. I totally forgot that that was even in there. Just like, it just didn't even register, which is crazy. But I still enjoyed the episode for sure. The first and last skit, obviously more than the middle. That tends to be my thing. Normally I at least remember that there were 3 skits. This time I like totally forgot until the last minute. Like, oh crap, there was definitely a 3rd skit in there with Penny. I liked her transition. The fact that she was like dancing and stuff, I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. I just wasn't expecting that to like see Penny of all characters dancing. So I actually thought that was kind of cool. That's probably more of a highlight than the actual, you know, middle skit itself to me. But I did enjoy the episode. Looking forward to the next one, of course. Would love to know what you guys thought about this episode. So please comment below. Let me know your favorite parts about it, your least favorite parts about it. And with us getting closer and closer to Volume 5, I would love to know what elements, and I think I asked this question before, but I would love to know what elements from the main series you guys would like to see kind of made fun of in the Chibiverse. Because there's a lot of serious stuff, obviously, especially, you know, last 2 seasons. But there's a lot of elements that they haven't really played around with, and I feel like they haven't done that nearly as much as they did in Season 1. Kind of like how they would make references to Pyridine and stuff like that. I feel like they haven't made as many references to some of the stuff that's actually taken place in the actual the main series. But I would love to see, I would love to see some of that stuff come up. It would be great. I don't know how they would do it, but I would love to see them do like a comedic chibi version of the tournament. You know, I guess it would have to be like the very first level of the tournament, because that's like 2 whole teams. But they could shorten it and do like the 2-on-2 stuff, or even the 1-on-1 stuff. But I would actually love to see them kind of poke fun at the tournament and maybe like change the rules, and it's like a silly carnival type of thing. I think that would actually be very awesome to see. I don't know if we'll get that, but if they decide to kind of make fun of that, I would imagine they'd save that for like a season finale type of thing. But I would love to see them poke fun at the tournament, and, you know, especially that obviously became such a serious thing towards the end of that season, end of Volume 3. But I would like that. I would love to see them just poke fun at that and, you know, just kind of mess around with that idea. So we'll love to know, like I said, what you guys thought about this episode, and also what serious moments, or it doesn't have to be serious, but just what moments from the main series would you guys like to see done in the Chibi version of the show. So please put your comments down in the comment section below, and of course, thanks for watching.